In Powerful to Destroy, TableTalk Magazine leads us gently but soberly into the blazing truth of James chapter 3 verses 5 through 6, where a single spark becomes a roaring fire and a small tongue wields astonishing force. With the image of Chicago's Great Inferno flickering in the background, we are reminded that destruction rarely begins with a roar, but with a whisper, a careless word, a spark untended. What seems slight can scar deeply, and what feels small can reshape hearts, churches, and lives. This brief meditation calls us to weigh our words as if they carried embers, because in truth they do. Now for our reading. So the tongue is a little member, and boasts great things. See how great a forest a little fire kindles. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. The tongue is so set among our members that it defiles the whole body, and sets on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire by hell. James chapter 3 verses 5 through 6. October 8th, 1871. Would prove to be a date that the city of Chicago would never forget. At 9:00 p.m., as the popular retelling of the history goes, a cow in a barn belonging to the O'Leary family kicked over a small lantern, igniting a fire that would burn through the entire city. Whether a lantern and Mrs. O'Leary's cow actually started the fire is open to debate, for historians have never officially determined the fire's cause. The fire itself, however, is a historical reality. By the time that the flames stopped burning 2 days later, approximately 4 square miles of Chicago were destroyed, including roughly 17,500 buildings, and about 300 people were dead. However the fire began, we know that it was but a small flame in comparison to the great conflagration that followed. In today's passage, James uses the image of a small flame that starts a great fire in order to convey the power of the tongue to destroy. He wants to make the point that something so small, the tongue, can be tremendously destructive. Just a few words can cause incredible harm. The original Greek makes an even greater connection between the smallness of the tongue and the large size of the fire, for James uses the same Greek word twice, in verse 3, verse 5b, once to mean small and once to mean great. What we say can obliterate many good things. A single sinful comment can turn friends into enemies. One unfounded rumour can crush another person's positive reputation. The slightest misuse of the tongue can bring down something that took years to build, be it a church, a company, a marriage, or any other good thing. Thus, the Venerable Bede writes, "The tongue is a fire which can destroy a whole forest of good works just by saying things which are evil." James states also that the tongue is a world of unrighteousness that stains the whole body. Evil speech corrupts us, producing worldliness that makes us unable to practice the pure and undefiled religion that pleases God the Father. Jesus himself makes a similar point when he teaches that the words that come out of our mouths, which reflect the true state of our hearts, defile a person. Our wicked speech can burn down our own lives and even our own souls, for the evil use of the tongue is inspired by hell itself. The early church father Jerome comments, "The sword kills the body, but the tongue kills the soul." We might think that carelessly repeating rumours, making fun of others behind their backs, taking God's name in vain, and other sins of the tongue are not weighty matters. In truth, however, they not only hurt other people, but also bring harm to our souls, turning our hearts away from the Lord. Maintaining pure speech helps preserve our souls and the souls of others. This concludes our reading. Thank you for listening.